we like to shoot from the hip. We like to answer some questions. ArielHelwani.substack.com is where you can send all those questions, and we do have a ton to get to. Usually, I like to wait for the hot tag. But on this particular Wednesday, I'm going to bypass the hot tag. It's like those old school tag team matches where there is no tag and the guy just jumps into the ring. Because there I was sitting in this chair yesterday. I was literally sitting in this chair yesterday as we were getting ready for our second Tuesday show. You know, we do a Helwani show, usually till 3:30. Then we get ready, 5 o'clock Eastern. We go live with the great Ade Oladipo on the DAZN Boxing Show YouTube channel, Ariel and Ade. Another episode is up right now. We have a snippet on our YouTube channel. My big oos, the man himself, the future champ, Joseph Parker, joined us from all the way in Samoa. It was a great chat. I'm sitting here getting ready for the show. We're literally, 15 minutes away from going live. And all of a sudden, someone sends me a clip. I get this clip of Tweedledee and Tweedledum talking about me on a podcast, the Jake Shields podcast, which I still, some 24 hours later, 20 hours later, I still can't believe this is an actual thing. It's an actual real thing. I kid you not. And it's Jake Shields and UFC welterweight champion Belal Muhammad talking about a whole host of fascinating topics that I'm sure there are a ton of people want to hear their take on said topics. But one of the topics is me. Your old friend, Ariel Helwani. Yeah, it's actually me. And I see this little snazzy clip that they put together where, you know, Jake is sitting back and he's like, yeah, what do you think about that Ariel Helwani with his cool backwards hat, his receding hairline? And Belal continues to spew the lies that he has spewed about me for almost a decade now. A, that I've never asked him to be on the show, debunked multiple times. B, that I don't want him on the show, debunked multiple times. C, that I don't want people who are associated with him on my show, debunked multiple times. Juliana Pena is like a freaking mainstay on the program. She's one of his good friends. Jared Gordon, I think, is his actual best friend. CM Punk, to name a few. And D, that I never put him over. And that, of course, has been debunked several times. And I sat there and I'm listening to this and I'm just seeing the hatred and the venom and the bigotry and the anti-Semitism just like oozing out of their veins. And I'm like, these fucking guys again with this shit. And then I try to listen, you know, I get Rick's voice here and I get GC's voice here and I get Jordan's voice here, and they're like, just let it be. Don't take the bait. And I can't help myself. I say I want to be High Road Helwani, but then Petty Wani comes out, Heel Wani comes out, and I just can't help myself. So I kept it very simple. And I just said, yeah, that's not true. And you know it's not true, but keep spewing your lies, something to that effect. And then I just go on and I have a show. I have a show to host. I have to go put the phone down and I need to go host this show. Well, in the midst of hosting the show, there's Jake Shields, my old friend, the Strikeforce King, saying, oh, post the DMs, post the receipts, moving the goalpost, this, that, and the other. I didn't even have to do any work. It was a beautiful thing. I didn't even have to do any work because I got people like No Context out there and Andrew Feldman out there, all kinds of allies out there who just have all the receipts ready. They have everything. I don't deserve any of the credit here. They had it all prepared, like within minutes. It's unbelievable. So I just, respond. All right, you want some actual proof of me publicly telling Belal that he is welcome on the show, wanting him on the show? You want some actual proof of me putting him over, saying that he's getting screwed by the UFC, that he deserved the title shot before Colby Covington against Leon? Oh, I feel bad for you right now. I feel bad for the audience because I have to go over this again. But the thing is, when people lie and they lie with such conviction and such confidence, you have to continue to shut it down. This is the same as people who deny that the Holocaust ever happened. Because if you don't stop them in their tracks, if you don't refute all the nonsense, they'll just keep running with it to the point where other people will start to believe in it. So every time they do this, I have to refute it. I have to defend myself. I have to remind them that you've been invited, you've been bigged up, you've been invited both publicly multiple times and privately. Your manager doesn't let you come on and on and on. It goes, you guys know the story by now. And that wasn't good enough for old Jake. That wasn't good. He wanted the private messages. He wanted them, the investigative journalist that he is. And so I just typed in Belal's name and I looked for the oldest message that I could find all the way down. And I found one from 2016 of me asking his manager to have Belal on the show before UFC 205. He fought at UFC 205 against Vicente Luque. And I don't usually like to do this sort of thing. I know in the past we've had to do it. But I did it because I wanted to prove that this is bullshit. Oh, you only do it. That's not a real invitation. Excuse me, like a public, you're welcome anytime. I'd love to have you. Let's bury the hatchet. Let's talk this and that. That's not good enough. All right, here's me trying. And by the way, again, like I said, spoiler, it never happened. He's never come on. He's never wanted to come on. He doesn't want to come on because he doesn't like me, and I'll leave it at that. And so he is able to then do this thing where he sits there and be like, he doesn't want me on, he doesn't big me up, he doesn't want my people on, he doesn't want this, he would want, and it's a lie, it's a lie, it's a lie, it's a lie, it's a lie. And I hope by now the audience is understanding who the liar is and who the truth teller is. It's a line that I think, what's that guy's name? Kendrick Lamar, I think he said it recently.
That's right.
Don't tell no lies about me.
Yes.
And I won't tell truths about you, that one. So that's what happens every time, every time. And so here, now you got the text message. Is that good enough for you? Is that good enough for you guys? I've bigged you up. I've invited publicly. I've invited privately. And despite the fact that you continue to lie about me, I will once again say, you are welcome. I would love to have you on. Let's bury the hatchet. Let's show people that we can have a civil and professional and cordial conversation. And so I'll say right now, in fact, I'll go one step further. I'll name the date and I'll name the time. Monday, let's say, that's our next show, 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central. Here's the invitation. Come on the show. If you're the bigger man, if you really truly feel like I've been disrespecting you or that I haven't been treating you well or whatever it is, come on the show and let's talk live. And if you feel like this is a play for me to get my ratings up or get my views up, you can live stream it on your show too. You have a show with Jason Anik, just met him for the first time, seems like a great guy, was very happy to meet him, and of course his brother, John. You can live stream it, and if that's not good, if you don't have the technology or whatever to do it, I'll come on your show the next day. That night, I'll come on, I'll return the favor. Monday, 2 p.m. Come on the show. Prove to the world that it's not you, it's me. Prove to the world. Prove to the world. Once again, I will invite you once again on the show. And if you don't want to do it, you're well within your rights. You don't want to talk to me, you're busy, you got a lot of things to do. I totally understand. You're well within your rights. But enough of this. Enough of the lying, enough of the making up stories. You know for a fact that I've tried to have you on, and I've attempted to do it publicly and privately. You know for a fact that I've bigged you up because, in fact, you have retweeted and commented on me bigging you up. I posted all this. I don't have anything ready. I have nothing. Usually I put things up here. I have nothing. It's all on the timeline. You know for a fact that all of this is a lie, and I will leave it at that. I'll keep it between us. I'll keep it between us. I'll leave it at that. You know for a fact that this is all a lie and that you're making all of this up. And if I say one thing critical, I say a bunch of critical things about a bunch of other people. You harp on that and then you ignore everything else. You're the welterweight champion. I just said a couple of days ago, the Shavkat fight is not the one-sided beatdown that everyone thinks it is. It's a 50-50 fight. I've called you an incredible fighter. I said that you were getting screwed, that you earned the title shot, that you won fair and square, all that stuff and more. Oh, but he mentioned the time zone. Come on. Are you that sensitive? Are you that sensitive? And so we'll leave it at that. You think that I don't want you on for whatever reason, you want to spin this narrative, these lies, come on the show Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central, and you can live stream it on your show as well. And if you don't want that, I'll come on your show. And if you don't want to come on, that's totally fine, but stop with the lies. Now, as for Jake Shields, as for my old friend Jake Shields, it's a bit of a different story because Jake is a different kind of cat. We know what Jake is doing. We know what he's all about. And so as far as Jake is concerned, I will just say, I hope by now you realized that everything you said about me on that show was an absolute lie and that you're making shit up. And you have a podcast, and apparently there are people that listen to this podcast, and good on you. You're finding something to do post-fighting. But here's a bit of advice. Someone who's been doing this for a long time, doing this, talking into a microphone, hosting shows for a long time, because now you're in the media space. I saw that you invited me on your show. So, you're trying to do that game. I just invited Belal. You invited me. Great. Fair play. Well done. Shoot your shot. I get it. A word to the wise, Jake. A word to the wise. If you are trying to get guests on your show, do me a favor. Do me a favor. For your own sake. Try to spell their name correctly. Just do that. Just try to spell their name correctly, because I saw a multitude of spellings of Ariel. It's not Arial. That's a font on Microsoft Word. Look up Microsoft Word. I know you never used it before. It's a thing. You type things into it. That's a font. It's not Areal. I have no idea where that one comes from. It's Ariel. Ariel. You've spelled my name multiple times as you were trying to invite me on the show. And so this is the RSVP. I respectfully decline the invitation. I respectfully decline. If I would like to sit in a room across the table from someone who has the social skills of a drug addict on a 3-day bender, I can just go downtown and check out the local crack house. I could do that. I could do that, Jake, and just hang out with those people. I don't want to be in a room with you. I don't want to be in a room with someone who spews the nonsense and the bigotry that you spew. But if you do want to invite me next time, do me a favor. It's Ariel, which is Hebrew for Ariel, which is Hebrew for lion, Ariel, God. Lion of God, Ariel, which is Hebrew, which is the language that the chosen people speak in the great state of Israel. You fucking bigot. Learn it, learn about it, learn how to spell, and leave me the fuck alone. All right? Once and for all, I've had enough of your shit. And stop telling people that you don't watch my shit. You follow me. I expose that. I'm tired of you and all the nonsense that you spew. I went on your Twitter page yesterday, and I said earlier that there's no way that Jake Shields writes this stuff. I'm here to take that back. I apologize. You 1000% write that stuff, because I can't imagine anyone being that dumb other than you writing the shit that you spew. And I know you're going to bring up my uncle, and you're going to talk about my family, and you're going to talk about Israel, and you're going to say, oh, they kill kids over there. We know exactly who you are. You're a washed up has-been fighter who is content farming on Twitter and getting paid, and that's the only way that you can get paid these days. So good on you. God bless. Leave my name out of it, out of your mouth. And if you do want to use my name, it's Ariel, Lion of God. Get it right, jabroni. All right, now we're done. I'm sorry, guys. I had to do it. Oh, thanks. Thanks. Now to the questions we like to shoot on a Wednesday afternoon. Can we shoot?
Let's shoot.
All right.
That wasn't shooting? I mean, if that's not shooting, what are we doing?
Kevin. Hey, Ariel, I've been watching and following you since 2009 and 2010. I'm so happy for all your success. Your show and your team are on fire. You're doing the best content of your whole career right now, and the boys in the back is fantastic. I can't say enough good things about you guys. You feel my week? You fill my week of anticipation and appreciation. I've got 2 questions. Number 1, what was the most exciting year of MMA, and you're reporting on it, that you experienced so far? I mean, I always talk about 2016. We've talked about the book, the documentary, the whatever that we can do surrounding it. 2016, there were 5 pay-per-views that had over 1 million buys. 5 pay-per-views that had over 1 million. Let me see if I can recite them again. Well, can I do the game where I recite all the pay-per-views that year? I love that game.
Yeah, hit it.
January 1st, Condit Lawler, it was January. It was January 2nd. Second day of the year ended up being the fight of the year. Incredible fight, UFC 195 in Las Vegas. 196, early March, Conor versus Nate. That's the first million. 197, John Jones versus and I'm not looking at anything here. John Jones versus OSP. 3 weeks prior, John Jones is in an orange jumpsuit. The day before that fight, we get the infamous Conor McGregor, Nate Diaz press conference where Conor doesn't show up and Nate is there for UFC 200. What a week that was. Incredible. The fight against OSP, if I'm being honest, wasn't the greatest fight of all time, but it was still great theater and a grand old time. UFC 198 was Stipe versus Verdum. Curry-Tiba, 55,000 plus. Knockout, incredible stuff. Stipe becomes champion for the first time. UFC 199, Rockhold Bisping, amazing scene. You know all about that whole week. Incredible. And okay, so wait, have I got to the second? No, I haven't even gotten to the second. $1 million buy pay-per-view. Okay, 200. Well, okay, we know about 200 and everything that happened with John Jones and Daniel Cormier and Hunt and Lesnar and all that stuff. 201, Tyron Woodley versus Robbie Lawler. Woodley knocks out Lawler to become the UFC welterweight champion. 202, Nate versus, okay, so 200 was the second $1 million pay-per-view. 202 was the third, Nate versus Connor. 204 was, 204, okay, so wait, did I skip 203? Yes, I skipped 203. Yeah. 203 was in Cleveland, Alistair Overeem against Stipe Miocic, CM Punk's debut. 204, Michael Bisping against Dan Henderson in Manchester in the middle of the night. Great scenes. 206. Oh, sorry. What's wrong with my math? 205. New York City. That's the fourth pay-per-view. Million buys. That's Conor versus Eddie Alvarez. 206 was the Toronto card, which the last time I did this with Steve-O, I said it wasn't the greatest card of all time, and I maintain it wasn't. It was supposed to be DC versus Rumble Johnson. There was an injury. The fight got rebooked, and we ended up getting Petesy in the interim title fight. But you did get the Doo Ho Choi Cub Swanson fight of the year contender on there. Interestingly enough, I don't even think Lawler Condit, which was the consensus fight of the year that year, is in the UFC Hall of Fame, but Choi Swanson is? Never quite understood that. Anyway, and then you have 207, which was the incredible Cody Garbrandt fight against Dominic Cruz, and of course Ronda Rousey against Amanda Nunes. That's the best year in UFC history. Oh, wait, by the way,
what was the fifth? What was the $5 million?
207.
207.
Ronda's return.
Ronda versus
comeback fight of the year.
Ronda. Yeah, listen. I'm still in the corner.
By the way, 5 pay-per-views, and in the midst of all of that, the company got sold. Like, if you're talking about a year that had just like a ton of stuff, the company got sold in the midst of that in July.
Okay. I feel like...
You disagree?
No. I'm not about to argue. What I'm going to ask is, I think, maybe a more difficult question, and maybe you don't have the answer for this. That was clearly the biggest MMA year. But from an Ariel Helwani perspective, was that the biggest year? Was it covering all those things that made that the biggest year? Was there another year that you were doing the most or achieving the most or doing something else? Like, from your year, was that the biggest one? And now you may...
Yes.
I feel like it was? Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I feel like you might remember the events more than you remember the things that are happening in your life, because I feel like sometimes I'm like a passenger. I'm just kind of like going...
Oh, so you're saying like from a personal standpoint?
Your year.
Oh, I thought you meant like me covering the sport, like meaning like what I thought was...
Was the most stuff happening for you? Was that the big break? Was that like what?
That's a great question. Well, 2018 was great because obviously we went to ESPN and that was very exciting, but that turned out to be not so fun very quickly. You experienced all of it firsthand. Okay, I would argue there were a lot of great years. 2019 was very special because I felt like we got over the hump at ESPN, and we started to like find a groove with the shows. Ariel and the Bad Guy, the Monday show was starting to find its groove, and then I started to get to do the NBA stuff as well. And I also, I did like the E60 people. I did the E60 story on Daniel Cormier. I got to do ESPN Radio. I did Outside the Lines. Like, I started to feel like I was a part of the fabric. The ecosystem, the ESPN whatever machine. And so I always think, and there was one weekend that International Fight Week pay-per-view weekend, 2019, July of 2019, John Jones versus Thiago Santos. That same weekend, I did 3, I think it was, Summer League games. So I was going back and forth from MMA to Summer League, and I worked with Vince Carter and George Sedano, and it was a dream. And it was the first time I got to do like the on-air sideline reporting and all that. So 2019 was pretty damn special. And of course, 2021 was great when we went back to MMA fighting and then all the other stuff that we were building. And dare I say, 2024 has been wonderful with this new chapter.
Love it. That's pretty cool.
All right. Number 2, I'm a pretty skilled artist and illustrator, but a neurological issue has stopped me from following that trade anymore. I'm sorry to hear. However, your show has been such a mainstay in my life that I would love to create a kick-ass piece of art for your team. Where would I send it is my question. Thank you for all the work you guys do. Greatly appreciate it. I'll reply to this. My email
is public on my X account.
Oh.
Just send me an email.
Okay, there it is.
Send me an email.
Tayshawn 8888. Ariel and crew, congrats on the big 1-5. Well deserved, as always. Not fight related, but I've learned there are some cinephiles on the staff. Curious to hear everyone's film of the year, specifically Frank, who seems to have choice taste.
Hey.
Best to
on
all
a
of you and
note-
talk soon.
That's funny. Honestly, my favorite movie of the year, and there were some really good ones, like Dune Part 2 was amazing. I thought Romulus was good for what it was worth, but the one that takes the cake is honestly The Substance. If you haven't seen it, you should see it. I've been recommending it to everyone. It's the Barbie that we were promised but didn't get until The Substance came out.
The Barbie that we were promised?
The Barbie movie, yeah.
Le-
I just
legit,
feel like
what is it at? Like, how is it even close to the Barbie?
What does that even mean?
I feel like it's the most empowering for women. I think it talks on the topics that Barbie was attempting to do.
Was Barbie supposed to be
Andy,
empowering?
The woman in the control room seems to disagree with this.
She just shook her head yes. Is that what? Does that mean disagreement?
She had her hand up like,
Whoa.
what the fuck are you talking about,
You can
Frank?
go on air.
Oh, look. There's the hand
Wow.
again. Oh, no.
This I think this
Frankie.
stems from the cookies comment from yesterday.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I mean, it could.
She handed me another cookie today.
Wow. Probably drugged. Just kidding. But wait, is she disagreeing with the bar? I don't know what you're talking about as far as that other movie is concerned, but was Barbie supposed to
That
be
other
empowering?
movie?
Was
Did you
Barbie
see
supposed?
Barbie?
I did.
Sleep through that one.
It was definitely about women empowerment.
Yeah, beauty standards.
I missed that part.
You know,
Damn it.
culture and how it reflects on that, of course.
It was for the girlies for sure.
All right. Well, my daughter loves it.
She's a girly.
Oh, I wouldn't have her watch The Substance, just to be clear. Like, not the
Nah, show it
not
to
the
her.
target audience.
daughter?
Yeah, let her.
Definitely
let her.
don't let the daughter watch.
Oh,
no,
come
no.
on.
have
are
you
so
guys
rude.
seen The Substance?
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Do you agree with this take that it's the film of the year?
Rick
was-
loved it. Rick
it was.
loved it.
It's my second, and my first is the other one you mentioned, Dune Part 2. I think Dune Part 2 is an absolute masterpiece. If in any other year, The Substance would be my pick, but Dune Part 2 is next level.
Mhm.
Mine was Interstellar 10-year, and I went and saw it in IMAX last week. It was.
I got
so
some
good.
hot takes on that.
It was so good.
Arrival.
If they're playing Interstellar anywhere near you, please go see it. God, it's just incredible. But I actually agree with Rick. Dune Part 2.
Dune.
3 years that came out.
It
Four
was
movies
so
that came out
good.
this year. So good. What do you?
And I
what are you
assume
thinking?
you've seen
Moana
you've
2?
seen Dune Part 2, right, Ariel?
I've yes, I love the cinematography in that one.
Okay, good. It was quite beautiful.
I've been to one movie this year. You all know this. We talked about
Moana
it.
2, baby.
So that's
Moana
my
Gaib.
that's my yeah, that's my pick. PT, do you have a pick?
I
Are you a
don't.
big
I
cinephile,
don't
PT?
think, I
Do they have movies?
watch old movies. I don't really watch new
They
films.
invented movies in Ireland, Connor.
Yeah, we invented them. The Quiet Man. That had to be the first. No. I actually don't think I've seen any new films this year apart from like Beetlejuice, which I really enjoyed. But other than that, nothing.
Wait, Beetlejuice like the original?
The original
Oh,
one.
they came out with one
Beetlejuice.
this year, man.
There's a new Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Called Beetlejuice.
Oh, wow.
Beetlejuice.
Oh wow.
Is
Yeah.
Christopher Lloyd in it?
No,
Christopher Lloyd?
was never.
You mean
in
Michael
Beetlejuice.
Keaton?
Christopher Lloyd.
Christopher Lloyd was not in Beetlejuice. He was
What
in
are you
Back to the
talking
Future.
about?
Michael Keating's in it.
Michael Keaton is Beetlejuice.
The dude with
Yeah,
the
I
hair
don't
is
think
not
I've- I
Christopher
haven't
Lloyd?
seen The Substance.
Michael
I haven't seen any of these films.
Back to the Future.
You're thinking of Back to the Wait, what is happening right now? You know Back to the Future so well. So why what's the disconnect
Why did I
here
think
with
Christopher
Beetlejuice?
Lloyd's in that film?
The same
Doc.
hair. You
He's
just
Doc
same
from
hair. I
Back
guess.
to the Future.
You don't have the same hair.
They do have similar hair.
They've come
One's
big hair.
green
It's
and
like blown out.
matted.
It's like Fritz.
Lloyd did turn down the role for Beetlejuice.
Ah, I knew it.
Oh, right.
See,
You
I
knew
knew
it?
it.
He's not in
yeah.
it.
That's the link. That's
No, but it's not him,
that's-
It's Michael Keaton.
Wait, so is
One
Michael
gonna
Yeah, I
Keaton
don't
in
think
it?
I've.
Yeah, Michael Keaton reprises the role.
Ah, I love it.
Yeah,
I still got to go
it's
see
quite good.
Gladiator too.
It's quite
I gotta
good.
check that. Oh yeah, I heard that
Paul
was
Mescal.
good.
And
I'm going
Denzel.
to see Wicked on Friday.
I heard that was good.
Jordan loved it.
I'm still holding out.
Is it Wicked 1 or Wicked 2?
It is.
One.
It is Wicked One.
Isn't
Yeah.
it like a
Do a part
prequel
two.
to Oz though?
Yes.
I did watch The Wizard of Oz the other week.
Oh, we
Nope.
never even talked about this.
Yeah.
How did we not talk
Yeah.
about this?
Yeah,
Well-
we watched it. Yeah, I see. Like for its time.
Wait, is it like the
really
50s one?
made,
Yeah.
like, the 30s one. The 30s.
Oh, geez.
I mean, incredible advancements in cinema for sure.
I mean, for that time though, the special like the
Yeah.
guy painted
It was a-
silver to be the Tin
It's
Man
a
was
very impressive movie.
yes.
Best movie of all time. I'm not so
Yeah, I didn't think you'd
Not
get there,
so
but,
sure.
but I'm just happy you at least saw it.
impressive movie. Team me up for
Are
Wicked.
you still sticking with that one?
But this
Rick?
is the least controversial take. I know you guys like feel like this is controversial. This is a cinema classic to the point of like I'm surprised you guys think this is controversial.
A lot of iconic scenes in it for sure.
Yeah.
It informed so much after it.
That's your favorite movie ever.
Favorite movie.
Same.
I
He
think
says it's the greatest
best.
movie of all time.
The best.
Maybe the most influential. Maybe the most.
I get it. I get the
groundbreaking
pick.
in the
It's
time.
it's a cinephile pick.
It's mid.
I
Nah,
agree,
see,
Frank. It's
then you
Did you ever
get
read the
crazy.
book about the
Was
making
it
of
about-
that and all the horrific things that
Yes,
happened
it
during
was,
the
it was
making?
quite a fraught
Wasn't it
production.
That's why you like it. You
Yes,
sick
because I
fuck.
like the
because you could
suffering.
see it, and then the.
What do you mean? What do you mean by horrific things?
Oh man.
Oh, I don't want to get into it, Ariel. It's
Okay.
disgusting. Disgusting what they did.
Here
Really?
I was ripping right.
I'm glad you liked the film. I'm glad you liked the product of
Oh,
hate.
you're not going to shame me, Petesy. You're not going to shame me from loving the
Is it
Wizard
the
of Oz.
flying monkeys that are your favorite?
No, they are not my favorite, Frank. I'm quite partial to Dorothy.
Max83. Hello, Ariel. With the holidays right in front of us, I want to take this chance to wish you and the whole crew happy and healthy days with your loved ones. My question is, what was the best gift each one of you has received? My best one was the Game Boy back in the day. I freaked out about that one. Greetings from Germany, my man. Best gift, best gift. There's always a gift that I talk about with my mom. I remember being in the 3rd grade, and she told me that if I got a good parent-teacher interview session, if you will, that she would get me Mario Brothers 3, and she ended up giving it to me before the parent-teacher interview to say that she was so confident that it was going to be good. And I remember holding it, and I remember opening the wrapping paper and being like, oh, and it's Mario 3 is my favorite one, probably because of that reason. I don't know if that's like a controversial take or anything like that. That's the one where he has like the raccoon ears and all that stuff. You know that one, guys?
Yeah, it's a great one.
Is it
feathers? You get the feathers.
Is it the raccoon ears?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that one. Like for some reason, that gift has just
Or
stuck
is it
with me.
squirrel? Because I guess raccoons don't fly, so it must be flying squirrel, right? Because it's like the bushy tail
I
with
feel like the tail is like a raccoon tail.
No, but do raccoons fly?
Yeah. Well, I mean, does anyone fly really?
It's actually called
Yes,
Tanuki
birds
Mario.
fly. I've seen it.
To what?
Birds aren't
Tanuki
real.
Mario.
Yeah, that's that one. Anyway, that's the one that comes to mind. How about you guys?
GameCube in 2002.
It's always a video game
With
system.
Super
isn't it?
Mario, with
What's
Super
wrong with
Mario
that?
Sunshine in it. So shout out to Mario.
Super Mario Sunshine.
Oh God,
Yeah.
classic. Real ones know.
I actually
Super
skipped
Mario
that
Sunshine.
one.
Oh,
I know.
It's like Tropical Mario. It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Were you cleaning up a bunch of paint?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And you got
Used to
the-
be a plumber,
the
now
water
he's
jetpack.
custodial work. I'm joking. I know it's great. I just I skipped that one.
It was
My-
N64 for me. It's always video game
Yeah.
systems. It
My
really
favorite-
because you don't have the money to buy them, and you
Yeah.
want them so bad, and all your
That's
friends have them, and then you get them, and it's just like the greatest thing ever. You spend all day playing them. Oh, it's the best. I actually still have that GameCube to this day in my apartment.
Was that for Christmas?
Yeah, Christmas. Woke up that morning.
Yeah.
Still have that copy of Super Mario Sunshine too.
I got to be honest. I've never heard of Super Mario Sunshine.
Wow, you got to
But
look
did
it
you
up.
you
play
would've-
GameCube
I wasn't
at
a
all?
game. Was it a
Yeah.
GameCube exclusive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would have graduated high school around that time.
Yeah, you were like
2002. I was already in college, broski.
Oh yeah.
My favorite holiday gift was spending it with you guys last year. Nah.
Womp
This is the worst
womp.
answer.
Actually, it was a Yamaha DX200. It was my first synthesizer. I got it when I was a sophomore in high school. Loved that thing. Still have it to this day.
I'm not.
Wow.
It's like an audio equipment thing.
It's a musical instrument.
I'm not gonna lie. When you said Yamaha, I thought you were gonna say like a dirt bike.
I'm sitting in front of a Yamaha console right now, just in case.
I know
I'm just
Yamaha.
wondering if
I know
you
Yamaha makes a lot of stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know what a DS is.
I'm curious about
DX200.
Petesys. I really
The
want to go
DX200.
Petesys.
PT, what about you?
My favorite gift. My favorite gift. My friend Sans drew a picture of me for my birthday when I was 14, and I've had it ever since. It's somewhere up here. I haven't hung it up yet, but it's traveled everywhere with me. So
That's
that's
incredible.
my prized possession.
I love that.
Yeah. He drew it with pen. Like the detail in it is incredible. It's a massive, massive picture, and the detail in it is incredible. And I've managed to keep it. We've lost it 3 times, would you believe, in different moves.
Wow.
Found
But
it each
somehow
time?
I always get it back. Yeah.
That's incredible.
So I love it.
It comes back in the wash.
I don't know. Like we always just leave it in a stupid place. I thought I had lost it for sure. We moved into this house, and then we found it in Elaine's ma's attic. Don't know how the fuck it got there, but we found it.
Rick?
N64.
Great one. Classic.
What year?
I don't fucking know.
96.
Like, what were the
when I
games
was-
that you got with it?
Hot off the presses?
GoldenEye. I think
So
I don't- I
GoldenEye
don't
was
thi-
already out.
Oh,
Did you get
remember that
WCW
game?
versus NWO in that one?
That was a fun one.
That
yeah.
was the one on that one. Yeah.
He made a reference to it the
Six-
other day where he pulled the baseball bats out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
getting the stuff from under the ring. 64 was goated, man.
Iconic.
Was
So
it?
good.
Crazy
Perfect
controller.
dark.
Were you guys hold it
Remember
wide or
GoldenEye,
middle?
Ocarina of
and
Time,
Right stick.
Legend of Zelda was sick. All of them were. Banjo, even
Pilot
Banjo Kazooie
Wings.
was
Oh,
nice.
Banjo Kazooie and Banjo.
Wave Race.
Shout out.
What? Oh yeah, Wave Race
Wave
64.
Race, Pilot Wings,
Oh.
Blast Core,
Donkey Kong 64 slept on.
Turok.
Smash.
Shout out
God, I love it.
Nintendo.
Shout out to Nintendo. I still have a Switch just because it's just like pure nostalgia.
The only two
Pokemon
games that I
Snap.
remember from
Snap.
N64 are WCW NWO and WWF No Mercy.
Seriously,
Those are
you
the-
only remember 2 wrestling.
Golden.
No, the wrestling games were
GoldenEye, yeah,
sick,
come on.
man. The wrestling games
I'm
were
not saying
sick
they
on the
weren't sick. I'm
N64.
just saying.
Okay, Mario
Shadows
Kart.
of the
Mario
Empire.
Kart. Mario Kart.
I was about to say,
Time,
Mario Kart
Majora's
for sure.
Mask. Ay. Take me back. Simpler times.
Take me back.
Better times.
FT MMA. Hey, Ariel and the boys. No question this week. Just wanted to congratulate Rick on his Australian 200-meter record set last week.
I can take no credit, but shout out to the homie Gout Gout, the legend. 10.04, baby. 10.04.
He's
Gout Gout.
ridiculous, man.
Legend.
CE, lads. A genie looking a lot like Turkey Al-Sheikh appears. He says he will make one boxing fight of your choice. What are you choosing? I'm going for Canelo versus Benavidez.
Do I even need to answer?
Yeah, I know.
Do I need to say
I feel like
anything?
this is just for you.
Yeah, of course.
I saw an interview from this morning where Eddie's being interviewed by IFL TV and Chris Eubank's manager pops up. And could you believe this? They're arguing about the split now. Eddie wants 50-50. Eubank wants 55-45. That's what it's come down to, 5%.
Oh, come on.
I mean,
We're almost there,
just
boys.
leave
We
us
almost
alone.
got it.
At this
Almost
point,
there.
leave us alone.
No.
I'm so
Stop
over
it.
this.
No.
Just let's move on.
How you
No.
continued this bit up to
Yeah.
keep
It's
saying
like
this
the
is
most-
like your number one fight
it's
in
the
all of
most-
combat is
When
insane.
they're
He
releasing
still
the
says that
promos
Ronda
for this-
Rousey was the 2016 comeback fighter
when
of the
they're
year.
releasing the promos for this, you guys are gonna
Stop.
apologize.
Nothing.
I'm
You're
more
gonna say
excited
sorry.
for Usyk Fury 2 next week than
You're
I would
gonna
be
say sorry
for
to me.
Ben Eubank.
Speaking of Usyk Fury, you can watch that alongside me and GC right here on the YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah.
We're
we
gonna
work
do
all the way
a
into the
watch along.
holidays.
Yeah.
Don't mind us. Ariel will have his feet kicked up in Miami. We'll be,
And you can get more
Down in the
preview
pavement.
coverage of that next week on Ariel and Ade.
Well, thank you.
Also on,
Whoa, these are nice
on the
plugs.
zone, but there's also
Yes.
clips on this channel. Come on, when the promos hit for that, you're talking about the
gonna be like,
Bloodline
oh, they
promo.
finally
You're
made the
talking about
promo.
this one Bloodline promo for a fight that ended up not being even competitive. The Bloodline promo for this one would span decades. It would be the most incredible thing ever created. You're out of your mind. This is the one. Nobody will talk me off this, and it seems like we're closer than ever. Let's get
It's so ridiculous. 5%. They're literally on camera arguing about 5%.
We just need it to happen. And then
Shoot me in the
you know
head.
what? You know what's going to change for you, Ariel?
Yes.
When Senior comes back into the fold and this starts to get built up, and now everybody's involved, it's going to hit epic proportions. It's the fight.
Yeah, I disagree. Off the top of my head, in a way, Bam Rodriguez.
I mean, it's a great fight.
That's my pick. Or how about this one? Tank versus Shakur. Shakur's stock has gone down a little bit, but
I was going to say, I don't know if Shakur's the guy. Like,
the history.
if we can get it, I mean, the Haney Garcia rematch is going to be a banger. Like that,
That's a
the
great
implications of that one are going to be far-reaching.
Yeah, I just feel like we saw it. But yeah, no, I mean.
No, we saw it. It
and
was
it's-
incredible.
Yeah, I know. And now it's even bigger, right?
Yeah, and I mean, there's so much out there. I mean, you guys were teasing like the rumblings of Teofimo and Boots. Like, there's just so much on the table right now in the boxing world that could potentially come to fruition.
Hello, team. Kaikar Francis coming off an impressive finish over Steve Urseg. Yes. Do you put KKF on the Australia card and hope he wins to become a more desirable, worthy challenge? Or do you hold him out and not risk him losing? At this point, I think you kind of have to hold him out. If it's not going to be Figueiredo and it's not going to be Demetrious Johnson and it's not going to be Muhammad Makayev, I think you kind of have to hold him out. I think you risk it and have him fight. KKF with an impressive performance in Australia could create real demand for the Pantoja fight. I don't know. I mean, Urseg was coming off a great win, but it was at the apex and no one really was talking about it. And then all of a sudden he got a title shot. Like, Asakura, the casual UFC fan, didn't know, and they did a great job of building him up. Like, I don't think you need to risk it, because what if he loses? And who does he fight? And if he fights one of the guys who Pantoja has already beaten, now you're in a pickle. And I know he beat him, but you can sell the tough thing, and here's his chance and all that stuff. So, unless it's Figgy, and that would be incredible. Hey, Ariel, what is each of the team's favorite ice cream? Gosh, can New York Rick have ice
Cookies
cream?
and cream.
He seems like a guy with lactose intolerance.
I love
I thought that was you saying that.
No. I was like, what the hell?
all
Where are we
right, so
going?
what are we up to? We
Yeah.
got gout.
Yeah.
What was the other one? Sleep apnea, and now we got the lactose.
Yeah.
Um,
Don't let Rick near lactose.
I'm a child, so mine is always like the most colorful. Like I'll take the cotton candy, rainbow, this, that, the other. So
I never had you down for that. Never have you down for
I'm
that.
such a I'm such a child.
I know. I thought he was just gonna be like straight chocolate.
How do you feel
Really?
You don't need anything more.
No, but yeah, simplicity. But no, you guys know my habits. Like I'm a sweets fiend, and like anything that's like rainbow, catch your eye.
I guess he does like a lot. He loves spice too. I watched bro just down an entire packet of wasabi the other day. No problem.
Spices.
Oh man, when I went to that restaurant last Friday, the wasabi, it was like it was like a thing. It was almost like
actual root,
like a stick. Yeah,
and grounded for you
right in front of us.
Did they give you any of the like pickled wasabi?
Nah, they don't do any of that. They don't do any of that.
Flying us out or what? When are we going?
Yeah, I can't
I'll tell you something about the $90 cantaloupe. It was to die for.
You didn't taste you got to eat the cantaloupe.
Did they chop up the cantaloupe for you?
Oh yeah, little pieces, and then they fed it to us. No, I'm kidding.
They baby birded you.
This place is crazy.
And this was during the massage, or that was earlier?
It was right after the massage, so we were all calm.
Oh, you went massage and then food.
Yeah, of course. You can't eat first and then have a massage.
I think that's actually how you
Everybody
decided
knows
it
that.
originally.
Everybody
Everyone
knows
knows
that.
that. Payne, hey GC, excuse me. How do you get
JC?
How do you get to the
Apparently
earliest
only
and best lines on fights? I've noticed books will have the fight well in advance, but won't add props or rounds until closer to the date. Do you check periodically, set alarms? Appreciate the picks. Please bring back the previous week review.
Yeah, I'm going to start bringing that back tomorrow. Fightodds.io. They have every book's odds, and then BetOnline has the earliest lines on everything. That's how I do it.
But do you have like an alert for like?
You got to press your microphone.
Thanks.
He's
Thanks,
still
Ariel.
working out the kinks.
Working out the kinks. But do you have like an alert for when the lines drop, or is that just like a you have to know?
You
just have to
kind of
see it?
just pick up on the tempos of when things drop. Like I'm usually BetOnline on Sunday, and the early part of the week they're going to drop the props first, so you can kind of get an idea of what's going to go up on other books. Bet365 is great with like total rounds and everything like that. You just gotta be shopping all the time, man. Fightodds.io though.
But that's the spot.
That's where you're going to find the best lines.
All right. Here's an interesting one. Mr. Mystery. Hello, Ariel, BITB, Andy, Petesy, On Air Jordan, and Ant Evans.
Wow,
Oh,
this guy,
gosh.
no, or girl, shouldn't assume.
Well, no
both.
Andy. No Andy. Oh, Andy is
He said
there.
Andy.
Okay, all right. Since it's Wednesday, we like to shoot an Ariel's Now American. Which firearms / weapons does everyone on the crew own?
I love this.
Oh wow, all right. Okay.
Which would you like to get? To those who don't own any guns, have you ever shot one? I bet Texas Frank has an electric armory room.
Wow.
Now, was he saying
Who wants to jump in
eclectic
first?
or electric? Did he actually say electric?
Oh, actually, what did I say?
Electric.
Oh,
It's eclectic, right?
eclectic, yeah, I
Yeah, I
was
figure
laughing
Frank
too
does
much.
have an eclectic gun collection. Frank,
Texas,
over
Texas
to you.
Frank is a great name.
Actually, just used to collect airsoft guns that were replicas of the other guns because they won't let me buy guns, believe it or not.
All right.
You specifically?
Me specifically, I had to sign my rights away to own guns. I wish I was joking.
What's the
What?
law? What's the law in Ireland, by the way, PT? Like we know what it is here, but what is it in Ireland?
Put down the guns and fight like a man. That's the law around here.
Yeah. Now yourself. No,
Put
seriously.
up the dude.
Are you allowed to own guns?
You can have one, but like it's you have to lock it in a locker out your back garden. Lads get robbed for them all the time around here. If you have a gun, they'll get it off you.
Have you shot a gun?
Yeah, terrified of the fucking things. Oh my
I've
god,
I've shot
terrified.
several.
Went away like
guns.
shooting
Is it
machine
the
guns
power
with the
that
lads.
scares you, or
Yeah, it's just like if I just turned around, I'd kill everyone in this room, kind of thing. You know what I mean? What if I recoil or
Oh,
something?
definitely
You
don't
should
want you
stay away
handling a
from
gun.
guns.
Yeah.
Then.
Go ahead and
We
just
went
put
to
the guns
Prague
down.
on a stag trip, and the lads just ended up videotaping me shooting because I was that terrified of the gun. I was like, it was terrible. I don't think I'd ever have a gun. If I did have a gun, though, I'd do something terrible.
Was it a
immediately.
rifle,
Jesus,
handgun?
man.
What were you shooting?
Yes, this is good that you don't have a gun.
It was like
Yeah,
a
it's for the
machine
best.
gun. It was a big, powerful machine gun.
Like semi-automatic every time you pull.
I was
the
like
trigger?
jiggling all over. Like I was like,
Oh,
"Ugh."
What about you, Ariel? You ever shot a gun?
BB or paint gun?
Like an actual
BB.
firearm?
I have, yeah, I have.
A pistol, rifle, any reference? Or
AK-47.
Jesus. Like, what? It's like, you're like
I like to go for the gusto.
people's gun, right?
Yeah.
I played a
it's
lot
all
of
right.
Call of Duty.
There used to be a place called what what was it called? The gun store back
Yeah,
in the
the
day?
gun store in Las Vegas.
Yeah, everyone was
Everyone
sponsored by
would
them.
post the content of them shooting it over there.
Let's go shoot guns next time we're in Vegas.
Yeah, the last time we were in Vegas.
Yeah.
Except Petesy. Petesy, you
Yeah,
stay
Petesy
home,
has to
man.
stay outside.
Well, Frank's not legally allowed, apparently.
I could shoot it. I just can't own one.
Yeah. And then we'll go, what do you always want to do when we go to Vegas, Frank?
I wanted to shoot a grenade launcher.
Yeah.
And I was like ready to
I'm
do
down
it.
for that.
They let you
What?
go shoot a grenade
Frank is
launcher.
clearly the one that everyone
Yeah.
should be worried about here. He's legally not allowed to shoot
Like
a gun, and
50
given the
bucks.
opportunity, he wants a grenade launcher.
I'm
Come on.
seriously down to do that next time we go, Frankie.
Sign me up.
By the way, grenade launcher.
Yeah.
Where do you even do that?
You're all like, hey,
Yeah,
you guys
come
want to
on.
go get some veggie fried rice? I'm like, fuck that. We're going to go shoot a grenade launcher and we'll hook up with you later.
That is bizarre.
Actually,
Yeah,
what's funny
exactly.
about that is
Right.
Frank is the one actually who wants to get the veggie fried rice. So
Yes.
he's
We'll
doing
do the
all,
fried
he's
rice.
asking all these.
Then we'll go get the grenade launcher.
No, let's do it. You got to inverse.
Oh, here's a fun one. Hello.
That wasn't a fun one?
Well, yeah. Hello, Mr. Crowned 15 times, but still uncrowned. With the final UFC championship fight being contested over the past weekend, over under 6.5 champions who lose their belts in 2025, assuming no champion vacates like Ilia, is suggesting moving up to 155. We're going to have a preview show for all of you, so maybe we can address this, but what do you guys think? Right now.
Save it.
All right,
Save this.
fine. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
All right.
Get the
away.
answer on the preview show that we do.
Okay.
We're gonna do
Also,
all
will there be any holiday gift exchange? Secret Santa, White Elephant. What's White Elephant?
this. Isn't that secret?
Where you get
Santa?
the random gifts. Yeah.
Two
Isn't
different
that
things.
Secret Santa?
You
Secret
can
Santa.
get the gift and then you can trade it. And yada,
Oh,
yada.
white. Yeah, that's
We're
white.
still doing white elephants in 2024.
Andy was just doing one.
I talked to one of my friends who was like, I got a white elephant party. I'm busy. I was just like, in 2024, who's still doing it?
You're like, I'm
In
going
this
to my
economy?
book club. I don't have time for your white elephant
I
party.
got to do the book club, okay?
Wow. I've never heard of White Elephant. I've heard of
Wow,
Secret Santa.
really?
White
Yeah.
elephant.
It's the
I
same,
never heard-
it's
never
a
heard of
similar
it either.
concept, but you can trade them.
No,
that's
but-
the thing.
But you do a white elephant, you know who's giving the gift.
Yes.
With Secret Santa, the point is that it's a secret.
All right.
You come to work and there's just.
Is there going to be one? I don't think. I
No,
mean,
that-
we.
the time has passed.
Yeah, okay.
No.
Great, perfect. Here's a
Gift is
fun
being with
one.
You guys every day.
True North FFB. Shout out from Trav in Victoria, BC. Saw your ruthless 10-7 mastery of Jake Shields on Twitter. How do you find receipts so old? I mentioned it. People help me. It's great. Tell us about your process when you strap in to body these fools. Receipt pulling, video creation. I mean, I really can't take any credit. Really. How smitten are you when you've served one up good? Be honest. Appreciate you for representing Canada with such class, and it's been great watching you and the crew living the dream. Usually what happens is someone sends me stuff. I ask the guys back there, should I post it? They say no. I do it anyway. Is that a good?
That's
That's
100,000%.
Did we not coach you through the OG post yesterday, though?
That's usually what happens. Yeah.
That's
I'm
exactly.
like, well, guys, what do you think? What do you think? Don't do it. Take the high road. Don't
You
do
even
it.
come in saying, I'm not going to tell you because I
Oh,
won't
I-
say no.
When I was driving in today, I said, I'm not even going to bring this up. I'm going to go the complete opposite way.
And
then
then you
brought
just
it
what?
up.
You just stir amongst yourself?
I just think,
It's not healthy.
I'm
You're
sitting
like,
in traffic.
What do you guys think I should do today in the show? We're like, skip it. And he's like, I got bad news. I'm not going to skip it. And we're like, yeah, we knew, man.
Abe, hello, Ariel. I've come to the conclusion Bilal's actually just not very bright. Jake Shields, however, bold-faced liar, knows exactly what he's doing. F that guy. All right. You said it, Bubba.
So he's saying that Jake Shields is the smarter one of the two?
I'm not really sure what he's saying.
Hmm.
In any event, I do see I saw, whoop, did it go away?
Yeah, right?
Here's one from Jason, a super chat from Jason. Ariel, you go to CBC, you go to Cobb? What does COB stand for? Ariel, you go to Cobb to cover maybe? Cover, got it. The 2024 Summer Olympic Games in Paris this year, what was the major difference in covering the Summer Games versus the Winter Olympics in 2010? Well, when I was there in 2010 for AOL, and thank you so much, Jason, I wasn't working for a rights holder. I was working for AOL. So we couldn't shoot anything with the athletes. There's a ton of restrictions. This time around, I'm working for CBC, the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, the gold standard, if you will, the public broadcaster. And the athletes are coming to us after their big moments. It was incredible. The access was amazing. I got there's one, when Summer McIntosh swam in her first race that she won the gold medal in, I think it was a Monday, they put me in like an influencer spot. And when they are walking out of the tunnel, you see me just standing there with my phone. I'm like, what am I doing here? Did I ever tell you guys the story when she won her first gold medal, which was a big deal? She's 17, she wins in swimming and all that stuff. And then I turned to my my colleague, my producer who was with me, Sarah, and I was like, okay, so when's the final? Like, I thought it was the semi. And they're all like, oh my God, she did it. And it was actually the gold medal race.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you did tell us that. That's a blunder.
Yeah. It's tough.
It's tough.
Um,
Which one was the real one there? Actually confused me.
It's
tough.
Figure it out.
There it is. Anyway, that was a great time, and hope to do it again. Perhaps in Milano in 2026, the Winter Olympic Games. Can't wait. Let's go to these super chats. Let's go to the super chats. Del Red asks, who is GC and Rick's go-to Super Smash Bros. Character?
Okay, are we talking about OG N64? Are we talking about Melee? Are we talking about
you're asking me these
Ultimate?
questions. I didn't ask the question.
Which one are we talking about, Ariel?
I don't
I
know.
only have 64
Okay,
like,
no, let's go
skills
64.
and knowledge, and I was always a Captain Falcon guy.
Captain Falcon's great. When you unlock Ness, Ness is also great.
Shout out.
Are you a Samus guy,
I am a
Frank?
Samus area.
Yeah, Frank loves Metroid Prime. Yoshi.
Wasn't Kirby like the cheat? Kirby was like kind of like a hack,
Game's
no?
completely balanced. What are you talking about?
Oh.
I love styling in Melee. I love styling on people with Roy. Dr. Mario, just like beating the shit out of people with Dr. Mario was great. In Ultimate, I mean, there's like too many characters. You just kind of like pick whoever. I kind of like stopped playing a ton once I got to Melee.
Yeah, totally. I agree.
Ariel, what are yours?
I don't know. My kids had like a 2-week stretch where they played
Smash?
that game. Yeah, and I thought it was cool. That was the one where you can be like Pikachu against Mario, right?
Yeah, like arguably like one of the greatest.
No, it was
fighting
great.
games
It was
of all
great.
time.
But they're now exclusively just 2 games. It's exclusively 2
What?
games. It's 2K and FIFA, we call it.
Oh,
but-
they're in like this stage of
Yeah.
childhood. where
and
you
I
gotta
couldn't
play
love it
sports games.
anymore.
Oh,
I
man.
could not love it
You're not
anymore.
playing
I-
football
Do you
manager
play them
anymore?
with them?
I play it all the time,
Dude,
especially
I hit a
basketball.
stretch where it was Madden and FIFA, and that was it. I got like nasty at Madden. I was playing Madden tournaments.
They have not played Madden. They inquired about Madden. They inquired about college football. But I actually want to introduce them to the NHL game because I always thought those were fun. But now they're playing 2K with their friends. And also there's like a street version of 2K that you can play, which is kind of cool, like a 3-on-3. It's very fun. And now it's amazing how they pick things up. Now they're talking to me about like the 8th man on the Mavericks. And I'm like, 3 months ago, you had never even heard of this guy. Like I was talking to them about when we were watching the game, this is how quickly they can pick things up. My son can now tell you 1 through 15 on the Knicks, and he can tell you everything about them. Like he can mention Matt Ryan, literally the 15th man. And then we're watching the Raptors game on Monday, and it's like OG playing against RJ, and I'm like, oh, remember Emmanuel Quickley? He was like the big guy in that trade that I was sad about. They had no recollection of Emmanuel Quickley, and that was a year ago that trade happened.
So this all happened in the last year. Like they're just like
Literally like the last 6 to
studying
8
rosters.
months.
Yeah.
It's playing 2K and it's doing fantasy, and then all of a sudden they pick everything up. We continue. Grayson Sensation suggests that the boys in the back do a pound for pound best Christmas movies list. Are you guys into this?
You'd be shocked to know tomorrow on the Boys in the Back, pound for pound Christmas movies. So your wish is our command.
Pound for pound Christmas, holiday movies. If you want to throw
God, holiday.
Literally tomorrow, huh?
Yeah, if you want to throw in 8 Crazy Nights.
I've been
in
doing
there.
this all day.
Wow.
Yeah, we
Already
got to
got
get
my
this
list
in,
in.
and then we'll have a New Year's one for the final show.
Love it.
Also, Petesy, we're gonna rock our. Me and Rick got St. Stephen's Day sweatsuits. We're gonna rock them
my
tomorrow
God.
on the show.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
And not on the final show of the year.
No, that I have a special Christmas sweater
All
today
right.
for that one.
There you go.
Yeah, it's in the mail.
Holiday
It should-
sweater. Holiday
should
sweater.
be there. No,
Nice.
it's a Christmas sweater. It's a Christmas sweater.
I love
Can't
it.
wait.
Jonah said, shout out to the Lion of God. Is this a new merch thing? Should it be Lion of God? I mean,
It's a badass name. I was thinking that as well. Why did you ever go with Ariel after being
yeah, that's true. I had a rough year in Israel. Can't imagine for people 1 hour drive away from me in Gaza. Would love Belal to come on. And that's another thing. You've never heard me. You've never heard, the people that I associate with, everyone is heartbroken about what has happened. Everyone's heartbroken about October 7th and everything that has happened subsequently. No one wants this. No one is rooting for this. No one is wishing this. No one is, that I know, or at least that I am associated with, and certainly not myself, trying to spew this propaganda and hatred and venom. Everyone wants this to end. Everyone wants the killing to stop, the hostages to come home, there to be peace and all that stuff. You never hear that from us. It's awful. It's heartbreaking. No one wants to see it. I love going over there. I love the thing that always struck me, and I was last in Israel in August of 2023, how there's Arabs, there's Christians, there's Jewish people, there's gays, lesbians. It doesn't matter what you are, who you are, what you believe in, how you live. Everyone's welcome. Everyone's happy. Everyone's living in harmony. I had people coming up to me, talking to me about Khabib. I say, is that your favorite fighter? Yes, I'm Muslim. I love him. I love Islam. I love Sean O'Malley. He had just beaten Aljamain Sterling when I was there. This could be such a beautiful and harmonious place. And in the midst of all this madness, there it is. I don't want any of this to happen. And you don't hear that from these other people, and that's what pisses me off. All they spew is negativity and venom and propaganda, and it's tiring, and bigotry. So shout out to Jonah, and shout out to everyone who is fighting the good fight in the Middle East. GG asks Ariel, all of these potential things GFL is aiming for is stuff you advocate for weekly. Are you pessimistic/jaded because the industry has been the way it currently is for too long? No, listen, give me the revenue sharing, give me the 50-50, give me all that stuff. It's the format that makes me a little bit skeptical. It's the format. The economics I get and I believe in, it's the format. So that's the big difference. So let's see.
Update.
Yes.
We've heard back from Darren Owen.
Yes.
We will quote. Here's a quote. We will be using a hexagon cage for events where the athletic commissions require cages. So the specific language around that makes me think: are there times where they will not be using any cage or something else? But hexagon cage where required for MMA.
Feels like an opportunity for a follow-up question. No, we'll leave it at that. Let's leave it at that. Yes.
Maybe not the best vehicle for that.
Yeah. We continue. Keto Kai asks, what are your guys' favorite video games in any genre? Mine is either Silent Hill 2 or Final Fantasy 7.
Shout out Final Fantasy 7, one of my favorites.
He's a man of culture. I love to see it.
Does that mean there's actually been like 1 through 7?
There's 16.
Oh, there's a lot more.
There's been more than 7.
Golly.
More than 16, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's some that are not numbered.
You're a Metal Gear Solid guy, Rick?
Metal Gear Solid, best franchise, greatest games. 2, maybe I don't know. They're all so good.
I do love Metal Gear Solid. Zelda is just like that. Is
oh yeah, that's great.
Franchise. I've beaten it on almost every system Nintendo's come out with, and I love every one. I still got a Twilight Kingdom. I gotta.
Oh yeah. Little Christmas or birthday gift someone got you, right?
You gave me 2 games.
Wow.
I've already beaten 1. It was I logged like 150 hours on Breath of the Wild. I need a break. I need a breather before that.
I'm sure I've said it before, but Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
I was just going to mention Castlevania. I used to love Castlevania. Da-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na. Is that the song?
Wow, you're serious. I thought you were fucking around.
Castlevania had a great... No, I am serious. Castlevania had a great theme song.
That's right.
Yeah.
Do you remember it?
Absolutely.
What was it?
Well, it wasn't that.
Red Dead Redemption 2, another good one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was great. It just wasn't what you were saying.
Yeah. What was it?
Grand Theft Auto.
No.
Grand Theft Auto next year, man. That's going to be mad.
Is it going to be next year?
We're going to get
All right,
GFL.
what-
before
I was
we
going
get-
to say GFL or Grand Theft Auto
Grand Theft Auto
6.
6.
Yeah.
Which one comes first?
This is it. This is it.
Oh, yeah, we're getting demonetized.
Oh, sorry.
Castlevania lawyers are
Damn it. Okay. We continue. J Love Sports asks, what would you do to fix AEW? Listen, here's the thing about AEW, and here's the thing about the people who believe that I want AEW to fail. That is not true. That is unequivocally untrue. And I will also say that one thing I failed to mention, and I regret not mentioning in my conversation with Eric Bischoff about it last week, which people got freaking nuts about. Look, AEW just signed a nice new long-term deal with WBD, Warner Brothers Discovery. That was an increase. So to suggest that they are, 4 feet under is not accurate. Has attendance changed? Have ratings changed? Yes, these things happen, and pro wrestling and combat sports are cyclical. I will say this one more time, and I will say it's again these things that you keep having to mention over and over again. I want AEW to succeed. It is better when there are more promotions. It is better when there are more outlets for fighters, competitors, athletes to negotiate, make money with. It is better. I am the guy who continues to talk about this for MMA, for boxing, for pro wrestling, for kickboxing, for freaking pickleball, for paddle, for everything. Everything. I want more options. Now, I know for fans, you all want it under one umbrella. It's cleaner. You get the best fights, and all the fighters have to stay under one roof. But that's not me. That's never been me. And so there is no. The only time you have ever heard me say anything critical about AEW is I talked about that interview that I didn't like. Big deal. I can list 30 interviews that I don't like, but it bothered you that I mentioned that. All right. Go back to all the other examples where I've praised them, where I've liked what they've done, on and on and on it goes. And I know none of this will matter, and I know everyone will believe that I work for WWE or that Nick Khan is still my agent and all this nonsense. Trust me when I tell you, no interaction, no communication, no nothing. Zero. No nothing. How many WWE guests have you seen on the show? When we booked Eric Bischoff, he was coming on, he was booked by MLW. And I was thinking of even posting that text. I'm like, I'm not going to keep doing this. When I saw him show up on NXT, I was like, all right, well, maybe that changes that. And they said, no, he's doing the MLW thing. He's committed, all that stuff. So haters going to hate, but I wish them well. And to answer the question, keep it simple. Less convoluted storylines. Maybe the roster needs to be slightly trimmed, although, I don't want anyone to not have an opportunity. I just think that when they keep it simple, when less factions turning, this guy, that guy, that makes me lose my attention. I will also just say flatly, like, I'm not sitting there watching 2 hours on Wednesday and 2 or 1 hour on Friday and then another X amount of hours on Saturday. So ultimately, I may not be the best person to ask, if I'm being honest right now. Derek the Dad, do you think UFC will come back to the Shark Tank in San Jose for a fight night? Bellator always had fights here, but since the PFL takeover, it is no more. Yeah, because Scott Coker had great ties. And of course, when Coker left and went to work for the UFC for a little bit when they bought Strikeforce, we had a couple of great events there. 139 comes to mind. I hope so. It's a great market. The Bay Area has always been great for MMA, and Strikeforce in its heyday was magic. Magic. Told the story a million times. I'll say it again. Bobby Southworth, Renato Babalu Sobral. I'm sitting there, and that was the main event on HGNet Fights on a Friday. And then I'm like, all right, cool, great. And the place is packed to the rafters. And then the show is over, and then two local kickboxers who are 1-0 and 0-1 in MMA come out and the place explodes. And the 1-0 and 0-1 was against each other. And it was a local turf war, if you will. And that was the brilliance of Strikeforce. They knew how to book for the territory. They knew how to book for the arena, for the crowd. It was old school pro wrestling. You book for the territory. You book for the market. And that's something that we haven't seen enough of, if you ask me. Grabber Runs pointed out that Vanderlei Silva will be 49 years old and without a win in 11 years by the time he fights in the GFL. There were similar comments to this nature throughout the interview. AZ Ray has fond memories of the IFL back in the day. He actually found MMA through the IFL. And there it is. IFL is how I started watching MMA back in 2006. I loved it. There you go. Robert McAllister wants to know why Mysterious Frank cannot own guns.
It's a fair question.
Super fair. Yeah, I don't have the answer to that.
All right. Mason Bircher wants to tell me that SM64, Sunshine, and Galaxy are all on the Switch.
Yeah, Ariel.
We have a Switch.
You should get these games.
But we don't play it anymore because we got the PS5.
Galaxy I've never beaten. I'd love to play that.
Does your daughter get to play any games?
She's not so into it. They let her play sometimes. There's another game. God, I can't believe I'm going to forget this. There's a game with like a guy. He's like a round shaped guy.
Call of Duty?
No. Actually, they've asked me about that one, and I've held out. No, it's
Resident Evil.
Fall Guys. Fall Guys.
Yeah.
She gets into that a little bit, but I think
Can't
it's
play
just,
on the Switch while the boys are playing on the PlayStation.
she's more just trying to like keep up with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
She'd rather watch The Babysitters Club. Ryan
Still
said,
on?
"Oh yeah." Everyone talks about Umar getting a title shot based off his last name, yet no one is really talking about how Kron Gracie got a ranked opponent on a pay-per-view coming off 2 losses. I feel like people...
I feel like everybody talked about that.
Yes.
That was literally the only topic of conversation around that fight.
Alessio is wondering why I keep looking off to the side. He thinks it is sus. I mean, I like to just... I'm comfortable, you know? There's nothing there. Can we pan? Well, we don't have a camera. There's literally...
Sus.
We don't have a camera.
I mean, like, we have a camera, but we don't have a camera operator. Sorry. There's a whole set here that you guys don't get to see. Should I try to move the camera, or would that?
No,
you guys
don't
come in?
touch the cameras, please.
Mason, all this Christmas party hate. I had a grand time at mine. They had an open bar for those of us under 21.
Holiday party.
Allegedly.
Open bar
Wait,
is
what?
great for those of us under 21.
Might have been hitting
Wait,
the
by the way-
early
by the way-
Allegedly wrong, too.
Yeah.
Very wrong.
It's
And
because he's under
Perfectly
21.
legal over here.
and gave me the
Perfectly-
transcription of these, and it wasn't even...
He copy and pasted.
Also,
Yeah.
Mason, come on.
no hate over here. I was very much looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Prior engagement.
So
Couldn't
was
be
I.
bothered.
Is the drinking
So
age
was I. All
18
right, so
in
the next
Ireland,
plan
BT?
is already in
18.
place.
Oh,
We're done.
shout out.
babe.
I found out
Shout
there's
out.
not going to be an ice sculpture, so I was like,
People start drinking when they're like...
PT,
13.
you got the guest room ready for me yet?
No.
you should be.
No, man. I started looking at flights, dude.
PT,
Come on, man.
no, you
You're
showed
gonna
me
be
the
pissed when I
room.
show up at the door.
You showed me the. You
No,
called it
Pete
the
will
shit
be
room,
pissed,
right?
but
Frank
not
has
the
seen
piss
in
you're
the,
talking
in
about.
the shit rooms of my
He's
house.
like, here's the
with
shit
this-
room. This is where Connor will be staying.
All right, I'm just getting a fucking hotel.
No, stay at Pizzi's.
Nah, I'm getting a hotel.
And
He's gonna curl up in a ball. He's in a box.
When are you
of
going
fucking-
over there?
I'm staying at the Black Forge Inn.
When are you going over there?
Oh,
Whenever. I
Oh,
mean,
just in general.
Yeah.
No, because I
I'll go
know
for the
I know
wedding.
Jordan's going to Florida this weekend for a quick jaunt, so I wanted to get up to speed on everyone's.
My
vacation
mother-in-law is
plans.
actually celebrating her birthday in Ireland. That's
Oh, okay, perfect.
From the number
Really?
one plan breaker, Ariel Helwani, we're doing.
Wow.
Jordan over here.
Yesterday we were walking on. They're like, okay, we'll see you later. We're going for burgers. I was like, oh, okay. Let me see the text about the
Then
burgers.
we get to the burger spot, and I say, Ariel, you coming in? You
That's
say,
not
nah,
true.
I gotta catch my
Literally,
jet back to.
literally,
home."
I said, I will
Back
go
to
on the
where?
walk with you guys.
Yeah.
And then I'll go home.
And
Did
then
I change that
and Then I'll
plan?
hop in the PJ, and we're out of here. We're
Yeah.
gone.
You didn't
But
change
Ariel's
the
so
plan,
weird
but
that
you were
he gets
invited
so
to go.
upset.
I was not. I was.
he doesn't want to go to anything.
He
though.
doesn't
He
want
wants
to
to
go to
get
anything.
invited.
That's the problem.
It actually hurts because there's nothing I enjoy. I was just telling
But
my
you
wife
never
this.
wanna go.
I
You
enjoy the
never wanna go.
camaraderie. I enjoy the
Were you thinking
friendship.
about
Ariel,
when
we
you
have
were
a
having your
holiday
sushi
party later
last
today.
I
You want to come?
enjoy the fraternity.
Were you
No,
like,
Katie
oh,
Couric,
the
hit me
boys?
up to go to the Knicks
What's to be
game.
asked?
What time
What's
does the
to be
holiday
asked?
party
He
start, by
doesn't
the
wanna
way?
go.
6:30.
When you were getting your
It's in your
massage
email.
last week, were
If
you
you-
like,
if you
oh,
care
I
to
really
look.
wish I brought the boys?
Newman. Nihal, he became a knows-it-all. Congratulations. Thank you to Tyler and Abdi Youssef, who are now Helwanabis as well. We appreciate you guys. And shout out to the boys in the back for their special members-only live chat yesterday, last Thursday, which I very much enjoyed. You guys spent like a whole hour.
That was a great time.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was great. Well done. So more of that to come. Achilles. Did I get that right?
Killers.
Nailed
Yeah, you know yourself. Achilles Jr. said the Wizard of Oz is trash like Rick's takes.
No, I read that as-
Achilles Jr. has a long-standing feud with me, and
Preach that.
He thinks Jurassic Park is the GOAT.
yeah, well, you
Okay.
see, clearly he's not a man of taste. So
Yeah.
obviously,
Went from
we
Wizard of Oz to
disregard.
Jurassic
Yeah,
That's not going to stop the beef. That's only going to
Silly.
intensify.
Does that emoji actually mean trash? It's just an empty
It's a bin.
waste bin.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, we could
Bin.
use a
Get it in the
bin
bin.
back here.
Listen, don't you guys say that? Like those Pete, you guys say that in the bin?
In the
Yeah,
bin.
yeah.
Yeah, see?
Bin it.
Bin men. They say. I always love when they're like, "Oh, he's boxing a bin. He's boxing
Yeah.
a bin man. He's
Or,
boxing
or when you guys talk about like a manager getting fired, you don't say fired, you say sacked.
sacked."
Yeah.
It feels
Or
so,
you got binned. You can say you got binned as well.
by the way, sacked feels so disrespectful.
Ah.
That's meant to be.
Sacked. Fired
You should be
feels
ashamed
more
of yourself.
disrespectful.
I feel like
No?
people say sacked in the States. Too.
No, I
You're
thought they
fired.
say redundancies, right? Oh, there's some redundancies. That one.
Not
I
when
feel
talking
That's
about
like
like a football
corporate
coach.
Not in a
Yeah.
headline.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what
yeah,
are you
it's-
talking about?
Manager made redundant.
Yeah, what is that? Yeah, Rex Ryan
He's
has been made
redundant with the new
redundant
manager
by the
that
Jets.
is coming in.
What? Untitled said he liked my rant at the start of the show. Okay, so there's one guy. He said, good shit, Ariel. Shields is and you misspelled Jake's name. That's not how you spell his name. So everyone's getting everything.
Might be
wrong.
on purpose.
Is helping create a scary world to live in right now. Such a mental ceiling. He can't see his own ignorance. I mean, I have not gone on his feed in quite some time. There was a point where he was just content farming bjpen.com links, and I guess he's now moved on to this stuff. And I was blown away. I was blown away by the madness on there. Travel over there at your own risk. But apparently there's people who are into this sort of thing. And I was just like, what in the world is happening here? Is this the same guy? This is the same dude who fought GSP at UFC 129? Crazy. In any event, Angel, thoughts on Ilia saying he'll retire by age 30? Who told us earlier this week that they were going to retire? Chase Hooper. Yeah, we were talking about that. Good call. Don't believe it. And also, not because I'm calling him a liar, but I just think a lot of fighters say that and then they get to 30 and they're like, golly, I feel great. And I also don't think...
Ilia just says a lot of shit, huh? Just like, just says stuff.
Maybe things get lost in translation. I also don't think, by the way, that he's done at 45.
Wait, what? Oh, done at 145
No, he's not
pounds.
done at 45. He's
Oh,
not.
sorry, not 45 years.
old.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, no, see, that's what I'm saying. He just says a lot of stuff. It's not really...
He fights in Miami. We going?
When is that? The April card or whatever?
Yeah.
If Pants is on it.
Pants.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm going to have to make my way down.
Oh. Sorry, that was a message from my good friend Dan Evans. Ilia, I say he fights Volk, and then honestly, there's more fights. There's Diego. There's Mofsar. There's guys
There
out
are
there.
way too many fights at 45 to be thinking about 55 right now.
So I don't think will be done. Someone who did announce that he is done earlier today is the great Jack Tank Shore. Seemingly out of nowhere, my old darts rival has called it a career, and we do want to congratulate him on a great run. The pride of Wales. He wrote, "Hello, guys. Been quiet for a while, enjoying time with my friends and family. As what may come as a surprise to a few, I've decided to hang up the gloves on my professional fighting career. After fighting out my contract and taking some time to think about what's next, it's clear to me that my time with professional fighting is done. Although I had the chance to re-sign with the UFC, I've decided my time's done. I want to thank the UFC for letting me live out my childhood dream of fighting for the world's biggest organization against some of the best in the world. I've enjoyed every minute." I won't read the whole thing, but I will say that his father, the great Shaky Shore, also announced that Jack will be joining his team as far as a coach. It's been a crazy journey, he wrote, but my son has decided to retire on his own terms. I could not be prouder of him as a man and an athlete. He will join me full time with coaching the next generation of talent. Enjoy, Jack Shore, MMA. Pete, you know the Shores very well. Were you surprised to hear this announcement?
Completely shocked. Couldn't believe it. And it's been an absolute pleasure covering these guys. You know them, Ariel. They are two great lads, very talented people. Obviously, Richard has respect all over Europe for his incredible mind when it comes to fighting. And Jack, what Jack's done is incredible. You know, this was a blue chip prospect out of the UK and Ireland, a guy who won the IMAF championships as a teenager, went into Cage Warriors, took over Nathaniel Wood's mantle at that bantamweight division, and Nathaniel Wood being this great ticket seller in London. So he was a very important piece of the jigsaw there. Jack Shore then brings it to Cardiff, essentially. Like, I went to see him fight in 2018 against Mike Ekendeo there, and it was just incredible. And the adoration that people already had for him at that stage was, you know, was apparent. And, you know, you see it grow over the years. I think my favorite performances of Jack would have been in 2022 against Timur Valiev. Everyone was saying this is too much. Valiev was a guy who was thought to be constantly overlooked by the UFC. He was going to come in and have an impact on the bantamweight division like these Dagestani guys, like the likes of Khabib would. Jack was absolutely poetry in motion that night. Jabbed the face off him, mixed up his takedowns very well. He's done great things in the sport, as I said, champion in Cage Warriors. He was right. He was right in the rankings there at bantamweight. Obviously, featherweight didn't go his way, but for him and Richard, I think the biggest thing for them is the impact they've had on that area of the world, on Wales. Like the amount of people they've turned onto the sport there, and I can't think of a better legacy for any athlete. Like seeing Jack Shore and knowing who Jack Shore was has made thousands of kids in that area pursue mixed martial arts, and a great lad, and I'm sure he'll be a great success alongside Richard in the coaching world.
Wow, beautifully put. Absolutely beautiful. There's not much more that I can add that would be better than that. I will just echo what you said. Absolute pleasure to watch them compete. Absolute pleasure to cover both of them. It was great to meet Shaky when he was here with Oban Elliott. They're building a great thing over in that corner of the world, specifically Wales. Class act. And there was that run. Remember, we were all fired up that he was on that Long Island card when they had the London card the next week.
That's right.
He was on a great run and a lot to be proud of. And just 29 years young. He's turning 30 in February. So, who knows? But it sounds like he is at peace. It sounds like he is content. And it sounds like he's going to help his father, which is a beautiful thing as well. So everyone is very lucky that he is still sticking around with mixed martial arts. He flew the great Welsh flag very, very proudly. And really, I would say, was one of the very first to put, Welsh MMA on the map. And the great affinity that I have for the Welsh, Petesy, what with Brennan Johnson and Steve Cooper and the Shores and Oban Elliott, the Welsh gangster. So,
and your visits, of course, to Wales.
Oh, of course, Cardiff back in 22. What a time that was.
Forget?
Who could forget? Yes, Clash at the Castle. It was a great time. I've been there, yes?
Oh, but you've never stopped talking to me about it.
Okay, I just didn't know if you were being facetious. It's a great thing, and congrats to him and his father and the whole team and family on an amazing run. Yeah, and I was
just one more thing.
Well. Go ahead.
Talking about Vandalay area, it's a credit to Jack walking away on his own terms. It's so rare in this game. That's why Ariel's laughing when you're putting up things about Topuria says he's going to be out by 30. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Lads don't know when to walk away. Their heart isn't in it sometimes, and they're still fighting, and that's when things go wrong. Jack, he's walking away. He's called it a day. He had a contract in front of him from the UFC, and he's decided he's had enough. I think that's very commendable too.
Absolutely. 100%. Shout out to Demetrious Johnson. He sent me a photo yesterday of him at the UFC PI, and he's like, "Hey, I'm negotiating." And I was like, "What?" And then 2 seconds later, he's like, "Nah, I'm here to train with Khabib in Islam." So he's there. He's there. What a link up that is. Golly, who would have thought? Look at that shot right there. That's crazy. That is legendary status. Incredible. I love this version of Demetrious Johnson. I really do. Do you know? And I hope that this comparison makes sense. Do you remember when Kobe Bryant retired and he seemed completely at peace in life and just happy to be around basketball with his family and just seemed completely content? Like there was no talks of him coming back, and it was just like, and that was obviously the among the many reasons why it was so difficult to process what happened to him and the others who passed away. And I feel like DJ's in this spot in his life where he's just so completely happy and content. Do you know what I mean? Like he's just in such a great place. He's happy to help people. He's happy to train. He's happy to stay active. He's happy to find this new passion in jiu-jitsu. He's happy to do the YouTube. He's happy to interview. It's just a beautiful thing to watch. And I think we all kind of strive for that and hope for that for people in our lives. So shout out to DJ, the man. On a less positive note, wanted to mention the somewhat breaking news that Nathan Diaz has been hit with a misdemeanor battery charge. 39 years young, Nathan Diaz. I'm reading this off of a report from Drake Riggs over on uncrowned.com. He was involved in an alleged incident at the Las Vegas Omnia nightclub at Caesars Palace on August 24th. The misdemeanor battery charge was reportedly dealt on October 16th. TMZ first reported the news. Diaz and his team have yet to comment on the situation. I saw the footage of this. It seemed rather... Did you guys see this video?
Yeah.
It just seemed like a little bit of,
benign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if I would have seen that video, it would have been like, oh, there was a little like
dust up, a little scuffle.
Scuffle is almost even
like
unless there's something we didn't see. I was like, this is what it is. I don't know.
Those fighting words.
I guess there were some words. I was a little bit surprised, but who knows? Anyway, that's a little bit unfortunate, but hopefully it gets sorted and dealt with in a timely manner. I got to all the things. Let me see. Did I? Oh, here's another one. Oh, shout out to Andres Velasquez, now a Helwani as well. All right, so I got to all the super chats. I think I covered it all, guys. Did I not? Was there anything else? Sometimes you have a surprise or two.
Oh, man, fantastic job.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for watching this video. Hey, before you go, do me a favor, hit that sub button, give us a thumbs up, hit the little bell thingy as well. Leave us a nice comment or two. We appreciate you all very much.